Everybody, and welcome to my video today. I'm going to do my video based on how to pivot to UX. And I've seen a few articles on Medium and also a few videos on YouTube about this, but this is a entirely different concept to what these other ones talk about. It's kind of assuming that you're trained up, you've got everything, and you pivot from one role to straight to UX. This is not what it's about. This is my article or video about how you can pivot from your career and slowly make small progress towards UX, because there's a disillusionment of trying to get into UX within about 6 months. Now, I technically got into UX within 6 months, but my role was not primarily UX based role. And I'd like to highlight that because although I've got UX in my title, it's not primarily that. And it can be quite disheartening when you apply for roles and you've been applying for roles for about months or even years and not get anywhere. And I kind of give like those of you hope in terms of how you can pivot from your current job role and make slow progression towards UX. And I kind of give some job titles, some examples where you can slowly pivot towards that end goal. So for example, the first one to start off with is marketing. This is experience I've got experience in, I should say, and it's something that I've got experiences from pivoting into this industry. So with marketing, you've got in some aspects design. So within my job role, I was involved with campaign design, looking at metrics, understanding what are we trying to achieve from the actual project itself, looking at coordinating with stakeholders. Are we trying to boost revenue? We're trying to boost acquisition, that type of thing. And also for my job role, I got to do some customer analytics in terms of understanding how the customer thinks, competition analysis, what's going on in the market. And I pivoted from that to where I am now as a product manager, which is, I suppose, is fully focused on user experience. So within my job role, it's half and half. So half of it is doing user research, finding out a bit more about the pain points within the product ranges, doing wireframes and prototyping, how to create prototypes for engineers to understand so we can get the product up and running, doing usability testing with the prototypes, it's called now, prototypes. And then also my role is working with metrics, defining what we're trying to achieve from this. Are we trying to increase usage of a certain product? Are we trying to better ease of flow for users? It's also doing backlogs in terms of tasks to be done for the project, because even when I do user research projects, it's barely going to be one thing that needs changing. And a selection of features need changing depending on priority and also the timings the engineers have. So within this role, I've had to work with engineers, had to deal with agile-based methodologies, Kanban rather than Scrum, I should mention, and working with stakeholders besides the user experience side of things as well. So I would say majority of my role is 65% of the role is the product management side of things, and then the user research and the design stuff is about 35% of the role. So that's my experience. So, but then from that elements, I can pivot towards a product design role because of user experience side of things, but then also the product management side of things. So, yes, but for those of you who are in different aspects, I've got some ideas and aspirations in terms of how you can pivot your role and how you can gain more experience whilst pivoting towards user experience. So one example I can think of right now is customer experience. So you might be working in retail, you might be working in a call center, and this is all about gaining empathy, understanding the customer needs, understanding a bit more about how they're thinking, how do they shop, or what complaints they got, how can we improve, dealing with data. All this is really good, I suppose, for more the user research side of things, but it doesn't mean this can't be doing some additional design work on the side in terms of learning about wireframes and doing prototyping. Yeah, so sort of went through, I suppose, 2 examples of how you can pivot into UX from previous job roles and how your experience can relate to the field of UX. So hopefully I've given you some inspiration in terms of understanding how your experience can pivot you towards that end goal. And yeah, hopefully I've helped you guys. So look forward to speaking to you soon. Ciao for now.